Hey folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and once again we're going to play The Outer Worlds. So I've been playing this game almost non-stop for the last, I don't know, 5 days ever since the last live stream, and I gotta say I'm really enjoying it. It is definitely a cross between like Fallout and Mass Effect, and I loved those RPGs. So um, at this point in time, I am level 29, almost hitting the level cap at level 30. Um, and I just want to show you some, like, I guess, I don't want to say end game content, but I will say, like, later game content because I'm pretty far into it. I should warn you, though, that because I am further into it, I don't want to, like, spoil anything major in the story. So if you're trying to avoid spoilers, maybe you don't want to watch this. But if you do want to see some action, then in the later game, then definitely keep watching. So as of right now, I mean, under my completed list, I've done 5 main quests and a slew of side quests. I did botch a couple of main quests, but one of them was because, like, I had the option to buy a nav key to go to a location, but I ended up just walking there. Like, I landed somewhere else on the planet and walked there, and that botched the quests, but that saved me from spending $10,000 or, well, 10,000 credits on it, on getting the nav key. So some of these are unavoidable, and other ones, if your skills aren't high enough in, say, persuasion or whatever, there's a good chance that, sometimes you have to pick a side in a conflict, and, sometimes you'll botch main quests that way. But so far, I mean, again, I'm having a great time with it. I've been experimenting with different things.
Would you like a reminder on when your next shower is scheduled?
I'm good, Ada, thanks. There's these science weapons that I've been picking up. And for the most part, like, I'm not really spec'd to do a lot of damage with them, but I do want to show you what they look like. Let me go ahead and just sort. Now, to be honest with you, like, this is, I don't have a lot stored here, but this is actually mild. I had 6 pages of weapons stored here. I eventually went, okay, fine, I guess I should probably go through this and get rid of the ones that are, like, low level or ones I don't want anymore. So I've got like 2 pages of weapons here, but I found 5 science weapons so far, and you can increase their damage a number of different ways. If you go to character, one is, I think 2 of them are melee, so by increasing your skills in the melee section, you'll do more damage. I'm choosing not to go the melee route in this game. I do have a melee weapon for targets with armor, but for the most part, I can down them fairly quickly without the need to put points into melee. But yeah, I did not put any points into melee. Your science skill here does affect your science weapon effects and your damage. So if you're going to go science weapons, you may want to increase that stat. But one thing I'm noticing, though, is that a lot of these science weapons are more, I want to say, area control, or just they don't do as much damage, but they do debuff the enemy in various ways, like the mind control ray. This is level 19. I can increase its rank by tinkering with it at a workbench, but it only does 87 DPS at the moment at level 19. Its primary job is to stagger, so it's more like, again, this is more like crowd control weapon. But I have a bolter pistol that does 410, so it's kind of like I want to do the science weapons, but I'd rather just shoot the enemies dead rather than bother with, it's just easier to kill them as opposed to worrying about crowd control. The gloop gun, I guess I could just show you real quick what they look like. Like, here's the gloop gun. It's kind of like a grenade launcher. Like, there's that. I was tempted to take that, but again, the damage on it is only 72, whereas my light machine gun is 960 at level 18. So it's like, they're both heavy weapons. I mean, yes, this does have a energy. It uses energy as opposed to ammo, but still, like, I'm finding that my science weapons are, like, really underpowered. But again, I think that these science weapons are geared more toward crowd control than damage. I can tinker with them and level them up, but it's a huge amount of money to do that. I would rather just find new items in the environment and upgrade them that way. The prismatic hammer, though, from my understanding, can get really super crazy powerful if you spec your character right. If you spec into melee, if you spec into science. I've seen videos to where it can do over like 1,000 damage. So it's very powerful if you can spec it. Right now it's only level 7 at 83 DPS. I've got a plasma cutter that does 492. So my goal is, like, I didn't get completely through the game yet. So I kind of want to sit on these science weapons until I find more end game stuff, like level 30 weapons, and then I want to compare and see what's better and what's worse. I guess I should show you the rest of these, huh? All right, so let's just take these back, and then I'll show you what they look like. I already showed you the gloop gun. So let's go ahead and switch out. Let's do something like this. So this is I guess the shrink ray. It's kind of difficult to fire it in the ship. I can aim it at Ada for some reason, and it'll shoot her. But other than that, like, doing this just doesn't do anything. But if I did this... Yeah, so that's the shrink ray. Supposedly that staggers. This is the hammer that I was talking about. I don't want to use it too much and lose its durability. It's like a shock prod. And this is weird. It's not the best choice. Yeah, that's the slogan from Chaser Reputation, or what is that? Spacer's Choice. Yeah, they're agitated with me. I'm also wanted by the board for. Let's just say that there was a quest that they wanted me to do, and I said no because that would involve murdering thousands of people. So I said no, and they attacked me on site, and I ended up murdering the entire slew of people in the office. So they hate me now. But I didn't want to just murder people, so I thought I did the right thing there. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put these science weapons back until I'm better equipped to deal with them. I mean, I guess I could put them on my companions, but at the same time, I've got them pretty decked out too. For example, I've been running mainly with Parvati here. She's got a light machine gun at 960 DPS. I have them strictly set to ranged weapons, far distance, and aggressive mode. And then I also run with Nyoka here, same deal, light machine gun. I may want to add some. Actually, let's take her weapon real quick, or not. Oh, I have to swap it out with something else. All right, fine. I just want to add a mod to it, basically. Let's just put here, purple berry launch. Yeah, let's give her that temporarily. Tab, there we go. Inventory. I spent like half an hour just going through my stuff. There we go. And I need... How can this be upgraded now? I spent like a half an hour going through these weapons, mods, trying to figure out what I want. I completely forgot about my companions, so I want to take a look at them real quick. So light machine gun can take a barrel and magazine modification. So if I go to my... These are all the different mods. So barrel and... Okay, so this is damage shock. You know what? I think I will take that. Oh, did not mean to right click. All right, there we go. We're just going to drag, or just E, there we go. And then one was a barrel. Let's see if I can find a barrel. The only thing I don't like about this inventory menu is that you can't sort them in this menu. I find the easier way is to take everything out of your bin and then sort it and then get rid of whatever you want and then throw everything back in. That's the easiest way I've seen to do this, but I would really like to see filter option. Well, there's filter options, but sort options in this. All right, so where's my barrel attachments? Critical damage plus 25%. This one is Quiet Muzzler. I'd rather do something that packs a punch. Ranged weapon spread, ranged weapon... That might be good for her because she's got that heavy weapon and it'll spray all over the place. So I may take that. Actually, I'll take both because I want upgrade Nyoka's too. In fact, you know what? She's already got a mod on hers. I saw a fire mod. Alright, well anyway. So I took that. You know, let's go to the workbench and tinker this, and I'll give this to my engineer. That's her, by the way. I've done all of their side quests. Sam, the robot that I found, didn't have a side quest as far as I could tell. I just had to find the right parts to activate him. Alright, so we're going to modify, and we're going to... I guess I've got 2 of them. Why do I have 2 of them? That's weird. Oh, one might belong to... Let me see here. Inventory. It's weird that I've got 2 of them. Alright, well anyway. Alright, so... Oh, one might belong to someone else. Oh, yeah. So I'm guessing it's showing me everyone's weapons that belong to... Like, these must be all the weapons that are attached to my companions as well. So... Alright, fine. I'll upgrade... I just hope I'm upgrading the right one. It doesn't tell me, unfortunately, who it's attached to, which is kind of silly. I'll just upgrade the one in my inventory, and then I'll swap that out and give that to her. Because I really don't use this light machine gun. I have it, but I'm not really using it. So let's go ahead and install the mods on it. That one. And that one. There we go. So now it has shock damage. It has some more damage to it. DPM damage. Okay. So let's go back and let's go ahead and switch that over to her. Parvati. I'll take the gloop gun back. There we go. Cool. Alright, so that's better for, I think. Again, I can always upgrade it too if I wanted to. I can tinker with it and upgrade it further. I don't know if, like, certain characters, certain companions prefer certain weapons over others. Like, here's their stats. They've got certain skills, but I don't know if... Yeah, I don't know if they prefer pistols over this, over that, over this, so... I'm just giving them whatever has the highest DPS at the moment and hoping that it's the right decision. So getting back to mine. So now that I've given her that, let's go ahead and take this back. I'm not really using it, like I said, but it's there in case of emergency. Primarily, I use my plasma cutter for things that are resistant to armor or resistant to like bullets and the like. Some things that are armor heavy, I use my melee weapons on. And then my pistol, and I use my sniper at a distance, which is really powerful. And then I follow that up with, like, this bolter pistol. Yeah. So, what if I can upgrade that further? Level 32. I might. Alright, let's get this purple berry launch out of my inventory. Oh, and let's take a look at, while I'm here, Nyoka's gun. Modifications, mag 2 power, and damage type. Okay, so she can't be upgraded there. Alright, so there's no point in me doing that with her. I wonder if any other weapons that I have can be upgraded. Alright, my handgun, barrel, magazine, and sight. I kind of want to save my mods for higher end level 30 stuff. So I really haven't been using that, but my sniper I'm using a ton. So I think I'm just going to keep the mods on my sniper and not worry about the rest of them for right now. I usually wait till endgame to modify weapons, but that's just me. And I've been having no issues either. This is on the easier difficulty mode, but I'm sure on the higher levels you may want to add mods on a regular basis. Alright, and let's go ahead and put that back. Alright, so I think I've talked enough. Let's go ahead and move out. Alright, so where am I at? I am... Just want to make sure I'm at the right location, which I should be. I am at the Hope. Okay, so yeah, I'm on a quest for Dr. Wells, the person that revived me, trying to get the colonists that are in cryosleep over to him so he can revive them. That's the general gist of it. there are some things along the way, but again, I don't want to spoil anything. And surprisingly, the load times are really good too. I gotta say, like, for as large as this game is, the load times are pretty decent. Like, when you're fast traveling, it just takes 5-10 seconds for it to load. Alright, now I can't tell if these are enemies or not. Let's just... Oh, yeah, no. According to my compass up there, these are bad guys. I love sniping. It's so fun.
What was that? I'd better take.
Quincy Duncan? Don't know who you are, but... Yeah, you're going down. Yeah, I'll take that weapon. Level 25, fine. Hope Ridge keycard, I'll take that. I try to grab everything where possible, because tinkering with weapons is extremely expensive once you get to the higher end, so don't want to repair anything while I'm here. I could. Might as well. I also break down a bunch of weapons too, like weapons and armor. I do a mix. Like I try to have like I don't know what my... Where's that at? Armor parts 342, weapon parts 752. So I'm good. I was trying to have at least 250 of each, but I kind of went overboard on the weapons. But yeah, I try to sell the ones that are high in value, and then disenchant. I don't want to say disenchant, but break down the ones that aren't. Might as well just take them all. Okay, so restricted area. This is actually a cool thing. Not sure if I'll ever need to worry about it at this point, but this allows you to take on the disguise of someone else, assuming you've got the right keycard or the right ID. So on the very bottom of the screen, I don't know if it's hard. Yeah, there you go. On the very bottom of the screen, there's a purple bar, and that will deplete as you move and take actions. When it reaches all the way down to 0, you'll be discovered. Someone will come over to you and start talking to you. And if your talking skills are good enough, you can talk your way past it. And it'll deplete one of those dialogue bubbles to the right of the meter. But when those run out and your bar runs out again, then you're going to be discovered. But I really haven't had an issue with that. There's only 1 or 2 parts of the game I really had to worry about that. Again, I just take everything. Now, I don't have to fight these guys at this point because I'm hidden, so they're...
Paperwork squared away?
Yeah, see, they don't care. But at this point in the game, again, these guys are, I think, hostile to me anyway, so I might as well just murder them.
Next one's mine. What was that?
What was that? It's usually a good idea when you're doing this to figure out where your exits are, so that if you run into trouble, you can quickly, you know, replenish your meter. Like for example, right now I can be seen and they'll come over to me and start talking to me, but if you walk out, it refills your bar. So if you can find a spot too where you can keep coming in and out, explore, in and out, explore, and you know, just keep doing that, and that way you can explore more without being without the risk of being seen or interrogated, I should say. Universal Defense Logistics, okay, whatever. All right. What I generally do with these computers, when it comes to lore and stuff, I cycle through all of the stuff. And if anything important, it'll show up in my log. Otherwise, I just cycle through it. Guess I'm not going that way. Alright, this mechanical sentry I cannot snipe. Well, maybe I can. Let's find out. Okay, that works. Fine with me. Hello.
Security patrol. Unauthorized performing area speak now. Security patrol.
These robots have no idea what's hitting them right now.
Here we go.
Disguise failed? Okay, well, fine.
We're done here.
Again, doesn't hurt to take everything. There's a perk that you can get that will reveal items within 5 meters of you. Highly recommend that one for those of you that like to hoard like I do and find every little thing. Normally you have to look at something for it to be highlighted, but the perk just highlights everything around you within a certain radius. You can also earn more perk points by... throughout the game, you're going to be like taking damage in various ways, like corrosive damage or electric damage, fall damage, and you can choose to take a penalty to your character, but you get a perk point as a reward. I've rejected them every single time, but it's a possibility. Alright, that's sealed. I'm not really worried about stealth at this point, obviously. Unless it's like a faction I care about, then I'm just going to go in with my sniper ablazing. Oh yeah, okay, so as far as the hacking goes, I didn't really explain this very well in the first stream because I wasn't I didn't understand it. The top number on that very center wheel, that is your hack value, or your lockpick value, that's your skill value. 108, and you need 35 in order to accomplish this lockpick. So I've got plenty. I can do that. Below that it says 138 out of 0. 138 is the number of like lockpicks I have. They're called something else, but the number of lockpicks you have is 138, or that's how many you have. 0 is how many you're going to use to open the container, and that's dependent on your lockpick skill. So if I had a skill of 35 and I needed 35, I'm probably going to need a lockpick or two to open it. But because my skill is so much higher than what is necessary, I'm not using any lockpicks to open it. So when you see that bottom number at 0, just go ahead and loot it. Let's see. Again, I'm just going to cycle through all the text. Yeah, at this point, it's not even stealing. Yeah, see, there's another example. I needed 75 lockpicking for this. I've got 108. I'm going to use no lockpicks to open this, so might as well just open it.
You make it look so easy.
I think my lockpick skill is like 70 naturally, and then I get bonuses from other things. Companions, for example. Alright, so I just reached max level, I believe. So I have, what? 38 skill points to mess around with. I have another perk point that I can throw. I was thinking about penetrating shots. Currently I have toughness, which increases base health. I've got deadly demonstrations. Oh, I have that? That's weird. I guess I should respec that. I don't think I need that anymore. I don't really need XP anymore, so I might actually respec my character, get rid of that. 38 skill points to spend. Well, if I'm going to respec anyway when I get back, then I see no need to worry about doing this right now. Oops, sorry. My left mouse button always bumps the keyboard, so I end up shooting things I don't want to shoot.
Nicely done.
Oh yeah, the rest of this. Perks. Okay, so I also have less weapon armor durability loss, companion crit chance, armor rating, and carrying capacity. Bonus to headshot, weak spot damage, interactable highlight range, carrying capacity, health restored per kill, armor bonus, carrying capacity, area of effect damage lessened, and plasma lessened, and revive companions to 25% health when they die. There's some other, like, science ones. I was messing around with this off camera. You can boost your science weapon damage by 100%, 50% for this perk, and then 50% for wild science under tier 3 this perk. But still, like, I'm finding that the damage is actually less than what I'm doing now if I take both. Basically, you save the game, respec, try it out, you don't like it, reload. You don't lose anything that way. They call that save scumming? I don't know. Is there other doors to look at first? Always good to look around before you move on. Alright, so what was that down there then? This must have been another way into the facility, possibly. You'll find that a lot of these sneaky areas, there are multiple ways to complete it. Normally by sneaking. Oh, interesting. Current pod count 9,999. I guess I was that 10,000. Pod removal. Unknown crew member.
Poor bastards. They're never gonna wake up. The least we could do is bury them.
Are they dead? Oh, yeah. It's an elevator of some sort. This facility is huge.
Here we go! Down they go! Damn, but we're dead.
These things are cute, but weird.
Should we assign Sam for a cleanup?
Oh gosh. I'm gonna be sick.
Oh, nothing here. Hello, flamethrower. I'll take it. Oh. Hello. I took its head off. Wow, okay. That was impressive.
Investigate.
Power save mode, okay. Communications not be powered until the reactor is repaired. Alright, so I have to, I guess, go somewhere else for that. 97 meters in that direction. Alright, well. It looks like I passed it up right on the dock here. Alright. Yeah, there's a ladder. I gotta check that out. There's always nooks and crannies, too, to find. Usually you get something good for them, too. Alright. Patch route and auxiliary power source to supplement. Uh-huh. Fine. Power status. Auxiliary mode. Maintenance status. Overdue. Uh-huh. A microwave short-circuited after some idiot left his fork on his plate. Oh, you also find some really funny things. Like, there was this computer that I was interacting with on another planet, and it kept asking me to reset my password. And in order for me to reset my password, I had to input my password. It was just little things like that that made me chuckle.
Something about waking a derelict ship puts me on edge, Captain. Hope you know what you're doing.
Oh, of course I know what I'm doing. This might be another way around, I think. Never hurts to look. Oh, so that's where that leads. Okay. See, again, this is another way in. I could have gone that way and bypassed all of that down there.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood-suitable music selection while you travel to the bridge? Oh, sorry. File not found. I see you've located the stasis chambers. Which pod were you slumbering in for so long, Captain? The missing one, Pacific?
Here they come.
Oops. Whiff. Oh, get out of my way.
Wow, great work!
One thing I keep forgetting, I do have this slow down time ability. I don't have any perk points added to it. I use the word perk when I shouldn't. Yeah, it's perk. But yeah, there's a number of ways to upgrade that slowdown time effect, but I never use it. I keep forgetting that I have it. I'm the same way with VATS in Fallout. I forget that I have it. You also have got special abilities that your characters can use once you reach a certain level in Inspiration, I think it is. Yeah, in Inspiration level 20, companion abilities, you can order companions to do special attacks. So, I keep forgetting I have them too. The only thing I don't like, though, is that they activate like a cutscene and then I can't skip it. It's annoying.
Incoming!
Like, it gets old real quick.
These were the private quarters of the Hope's former crew. Shall we hold a moment of silence for the dearly departed? No? That's odd, because my programming would indicate that when forced to confront the idea of self-death, organics prefer... Oh, I see. Yeah. That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him.
Hope's so much like Lawbreaker. I knew they were sisters, but it's eerie. Like walking in another universe where they all died. Easy.
Another skill that's really useful when you get to lockpicking. At 60 lockpick preview, you can see what's inside containers before you lockpick. I find that to be highly useful. Not that I really need to worry about it anymore because my skill is so high and I can lockpick almost anything, but, you know, if I'm afraid of getting caught, for example, I'll be able to see what's inside before deciding on whether or not I should take the risk. Let's go ahead and save my game real quick. It's fine.
Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather cramped feeling, but it'll do. Probably not, but don't let that stop you.
Oh, wow.
My Constellation executables could use some beefing up. Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found one. It will go great, Captain. I am almost 4.01% certain we will not die. Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. Skipping the Hope will void the warranty on the skip drive. And also potentially kill an entire planet. How is my humor now, Captain? Improved?
All right.
Jump starting the skip
Here we
drive.
go.
Destination set to the rings of Terra 2.
Oh no. Captain, don't do this. I ain't dying on a fucking ship. I wanna die in the dirt like we're meant to.
Doing it. I mean, affirmative. Skipping the Hope in 3, 2, 1.
ADA, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years on a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends. Yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during transport, and this will cause extreme damage.
Yes, I am aware of that.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. It looks like all systems are go. Captain, I would advise you to hold on to something. Now.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Guess we'll find out.
Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Ugh. I feel like my stomach's still back where the ship used to be. I need a hard drink and a long nap.
Captain, I am receiving a transmission from Dr. Wells. The transmission is marked with priority status. Captain, I shall now play the transmission I received from Dr. Wells.
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. The board has sent some serious firepower to pry me out of here. They're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we can't communicate again, there's something very important you need to remember. The board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? They're fucking corporate swine. You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to dock at the orbital lab to check on your associate as soon as possible. How can I be of assistance?
I'm pretty sure I know what he was referring to.
I request you do not wake me if I am sleeping upon your return.
Thanks. He used the words swine and pigs, and he happens to have a pig in his lab. So, I think Bubbles. So I'm pretty sure I have to interact with that. Now, I do have 38 skill points that I have not spent yet. I like to have some in reserve, just in case. While I'm here, I'm wondering if I should respec and get rid of that XP.
I've taken the liberty of having Sam clear up some floor space. We didn't really need that crate of toilet paper, did we?
No, not at all. So this is the respec station. Let me save the game first.
Want to be a brand new you?
500 bits. Alright, fine. So the downside is this, I have to now reselect everyone's. This also resets your companion stuff, but I've got 290 points to spend. I want my long guns back up to at least 40. Yeah, I might improve them to 60 so I can do long guns headshot damage. I definitely want dialogue and persuasion up to as high as, I want to say 60 each. I wouldn't mind doing higher than that, but we'll see. Sneak, yeah, we need hack, lockpick, all of that up there. We'll put lockpick up to maybe 60. Yeah, preview, see what's inside containers. I'll up that further if I have to. Again, I like to keep points in reserve, and that way if I come across something I need, I can just throw points into it real quick and take care of it. I'll go ahead and up this as well. Medical science, engineering. I do want my leadership up to at least 60. 40. Up to 60 Companion skill bonuses to players plus 100%. Tempted. You know, I think we'll do that. All right, engineering, 20% chance items you repair will become pristine, increasing value and durability. It's okay. I'll put up to 50. This also reduces the amount of armor parts and weapon parts needed to repair your equipment. I tend to prioritize... see, I'm not using a whole lot of plasma or... well, I am using shock damage on my sniper rifle. You know, I'll up that to like 60. I mean, that's corrosion damage and end ray damage, but I don't have any of that. Further reduce tinkering cost to 90%. Oh, no. That is so good. I am so tempted to get that now. The fact that I can now tinker anything and it won't cost a whole lot of money. Oh, man. Okay, well... let's see. I do like Persuade. You know, let's go ahead and up our long guns to 60. All right. Again, melee I don't worry about. Defense I don't worry about. I know there's a dodge leap ability, but I never use it, so I see no point in putting points into it. I rarely melee. If I do, it's, you know, it's not... I mean, yeah, the extra crit chance might be nice, but I really don't need it. If anything, like, my dialogue is where it's at. Like, I find I can talk my way out of so many things with my high dialogue, so I might put 10 points into each of these. That would leave me down to 18. Also, hacking, sneaking, crouch, move speed plus 25%. That's nice. That's convenient, but it's not... Sneak attack damage would go up, though. Alright, I'm tempted just to leave myself at 48 points and then put points where I want later. Perks. Oh, let's go ahead and lock these in first off. Perks. Okay, so we don't need the XP anymore because we're at max level anyway. So we're going to take toughness for base health. We're going to take companion crit chance. I like that. Base rating. Carrying capacity for sure. And I have to take one more. I'm tempted to do this durability weapon loss thing. I mean, I've got tons of repair kits, so I'd hate to spend that. I never worry about consumables or ammo at vendors. Tactical time dilation recharge rate, I never use it. Unlock the ability to fast travel when encumbered. If you manage your things right, manage your inventory right, you don't have to worry about that at all. Vendor prices... Alone, walk speed, sprint speed. That's just nice to have. You know, I'll go ahead and take the durability loss. That way I can sell more items as opposed to what do you call it? I keep wanting to say disenchant, but it's not disenchant. It's just break them down. That's it. Dialogue skills when alone, nah. Carrying capacity, yes. Interactable highlight range, yes. Consumable weight. Health restored per kill, yes, absolutely. Science weapon damage is nice, but I'm not using science weapons right now. Movement penalty to accuracy, nah. Headshot damage, weak spot damage, I'll take that. And then one more. Movement penalty to accuracy. See, I know. I don't use that slowdown time ability. Vendor buying price. That would be nice to have when I start selling things to them. Consumable weight. I sell a lot. I sell as much as possible when I do that. Companion ability cooldowns for each of your kills. I don't really use their abilities all that often. I keep forgetting. What about up here? Vendor prices, XP from companion kills. Well, out of all of them, kind of part of me wants to take the science weapon damage for the event when I do take it, but I don't know if I'll ever do it. Companion ability cooldowns for each of your kills. But see that they get their skills get really annoying because again, there's a cutscene every time you activate one. Alright, I'm going to take the vendor buying prices that way, because if I can't max out my science to 100 to reduce my tinkering, at least this way I'll get more money when I sell things to vendors. So, yeah, I'm going to take that. And that way I can tinker more. I mean, I can upgrade my weapons more, because I'll have more money. Revenge. Whenever you're affected by a harmful combat status, what you deal don't. Nah, it's situational. Detection radius of enemies. That's a solo sneaker, though. Melee, return his health. Nah. Super Pack Mule, I'll think about it. Oh, penetrating shots is good. Ranged attacks inflict -1 armor rating for 10 seconds. I like that. Revive companions, 25% health. Whenever I use an inhaler, take that. Confidence. Your next attack after killing an enemy is a guaranteed critical hit. That's a thought. I mean, sniper, 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 bam, 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 bam. That would be nice to have. Armor skill, definitely want that. I mean, the other option is remove vendor buying price and take the science weapon damage, but if I never use my science weapons, then it's just wasted. Headshot kills explode, damaging nearby enemies. I have 2 perk points available. Okay, so I have to... I can't go back. I'll take the Super Pack Mule. Penetrating shots, armor. The confidence is kind of nice. I like that. Revive, like that. I have 0 perk points available. Okay, so... Ranged weapon sway? Nah. Science weapon. So I guess another spec could be remove vendor buying price, take the science weapon damage, remove something down here like confidence, and take the other science weapon increase. But again, a lot of those science weapons, at least the ranged ones, seem to be more crowd control than anything else, so I'd rather just murder them. So, but hey, if I were to respec, that's what I would probably do. I'd probably remove vendor buying price and the confidence and take the 2 science bonuses if I really wanted to do that. All right, now I gotta pick their skills again. It's the same for all of them. I tend to just pick bonus support. They usually give me some kind of skill bonus with this perk. So I'm going to take the 10 medical for that one. Armor, yes. Range damage, yes. Standard +3 armor rating for 10 seconds when taking damage. Yes, I like that. Heal amount granted by medical inhaler. Companion ability damage. Equip time. Recover 25% health when fatally wounded. That's not bad. Harmful status effect duration could be nice. I don't care about their threat, honestly. Second wind. Heal to 25% health when down. I have 2 points to spend. Huh. I mean, I guess having the extra health when I use mine would be nice. That's something that that's part of my leadership tree. I can, whenever I heal, they heal. So getting them more health when I use my inhaler would be good. Also, when they're healed, whenever they go down, I won't have to use an inhaler to revive them. The second wind will kind of take care of that for me. I mean, I don't want to skimp out on any of these other... like, the companion ability damage is good when I just maybe I'll put points into that for an oh crap boss moment kind of thing. Threat, I don't care about threat. Melee, I don't use melee at all. You know what? I've got that one perk that revives crew members for me using my inhaler. So that second wind ability is kind of redundant. So I think I'll take the health buff. Or harmful status effect. That's, again, situational. Yeah, there's so much here. All right, so I'll take the medical inhaler one. Go ahead and apply that. And that's just the one character. All right, that one, persuade bonus, ranged armor, damage to cowering enemies. Again, situational. Ability damage, yes. Second wind, no, we want the 20% damage to corporate military. I might want to take that considering I'm like really they're really angry with me. Stand your ground, I like that one. Alright, good enough. Alright, 2 points. Radius of footstep sounds. I like that. Damage to creatures. Companion ability damage. I want that. Good enough. Engineering. Range damaged armor. Stand your ground. 10% chance to extract mods in the field. It's kind of cool, I guess. Let's take the damage ability one. Out of all the rest, fine. Science weapon damage? Nah. Dialogue combat effect duration. I have no idea what that means, but I'll take it anyway. Ranged armor, because I don't think there's anything else for me to take with him. Ability damage. The science weapon damage, actually, you know what? I'm again, I guess if I were to respec, I would put a point into that. So I'm not really spec'd for science weapons. But now that I know that that's there, when I respec again, if at some point in the future, I can respec, choose this science weapon, and give me some extra kick to my science weapons. But for right now, this will do. And then lastly, Sam, my trusty robot. Base health, intimidate, bonus. Negative reputation per kill. Don't really care. If I'm killing them by that time, I don't care anyway. Damage to auto mechanicals. Sure. Stand your ground, and does he have abilities? Yeah, he does. Alright, one more. Range damage, there we go. Okay, so I think that is good. And again, I've got 48 points to spend. Don't know what I'm going to spend them in. And again, I may just want to wait. Just to see what I need in the future and then throw points into it. Okay, well.
Try out our respecification
Fine.
machine. Alex installed it himself. Right before he died.
Acrophobia. After repeatedly falling from great heights, you no longer function well. Here's an example of the flaws. I can take dexterity -1, perception -1, temperament -1 in favor of a perk point. Now, reject. I'd rather just... I'm going to go ahead and save my game since I don't want to have to redo all that. Alright, Phineas's lab.
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
Alright, now that I've got a party with me, let me take a look at my skills. Lockpicking is at 90. So I must have had this up higher than 60 before. I think it might have been up to like 70 or 65. But 99 should be sufficient. I can always up it later. Lie is at 107. Persuade is at 98. I might want to up my Intimidate. Long Guns is at 70. In parentheses, that's what the bonus is. That's with the bonuses. The first number is your base number. The number in parentheses is your final value after bonuses. Engineering 104. Wow, okay, that's awesome. Medical 88. Science. Okay. Hacking. I don't hack all that much. All right, well, let's take a look. Let's see what our science guy is doing here. Corporate. Poor Bubbles. All right. I can't snipe if your butt is in my way. Thank you.
Down they go. That's the last of them.
Alright, maybe it's not Bubbles. Maybe it's something else. Cyst Pig. Seals leak. Never use this pod. Hibernation. Oh, this is my hibernation chamber. Okay. Oh, his lab is open. Okay. That's a first. I always wonder what was back here. Terminal passcode. Okay. I've been kidnapped and probably incarcerated. If I have not already been executed. Okay. Last will and testament. If this is DGA, I've prepared an emergency care package. Okay. Note, must delete entries from terminal memory. So wait a minute, what did he do? Subjects lasted 93 seconds. Oh, okay, so he's reviving people, but in doing so, he murdered a bunch of people to do it. Whether probably by accident, I don't know. He's been experimenting on ways to revive people. Alright, so I'm one of the first ones that managed to get out. That's sad. Alright, we're open panel. What panel? Oh, there. Okay. Tartarus nav key. Okay. Cool. So we're going to a new location.
Great work.
Looks like we're done here. And it's very possible that he's still alive,
Captain,
too.
if you're looking for crew members Ellie or Felix, they're sharing a drink upstairs. Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to, as you humans put it, air some concerns.
Uh-huh. Great.
Phineas, locked up in Tartarus? We cannot let this stand. That place terrifies even the most hardened criminal.
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
No big deal.
I am programmed to warn you whenever you exhibit inclinations toward risky behavior. Breaking into Tartarus will not be easy.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's the trouble. Trust me, I know.
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need a plan. We got guns.
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
It's the craziest plan I've ever heard. And I mean that as a compliment.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now. You're my boss. And I'll walk into fire with you.
I think it's insane. But maybe the colony needs a healthy dose of insanity right about now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits. But I couldn't live with myself if we didn't do something.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But there are worse ways to go than dying for a good cause. I'm in.
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
The entire plan is a terrible idea, but I admire your bravado, Captain, which leads me to illogically believe, against the odds, that you will be successful.
All right.
If we don't make it, at least it'll be a great story.
Got my trusty tossball stick. Got my ass-kicking boots. I'm ready, boss.
Outstanding.
You can count on us, Captain. We're crew. For real crew. That means we got each other's backs. Right?
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency towards risky behavior is rubbing off on me, Captain.
Command not recognized.
Waiting on your command, Captain.
All right. Screenshot worthy, maybe? There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and save the game before we leave. Another thing that bothers me is that... Okay, gas giant. So I guess I can't go there. Now, supposedly, I mean, there's... Typhon... Typhon has nothing to offer the Halcyon call. So, like, I gotta wonder if these are side quests that I simply missed because I can't seem, like, they're not unlocked for me, so I gotta wonder if I could have gone there in my playthrough, because I gotta wonder if Tartarus is the last part of the game. I mean, all the people, you're about to assault the labyrinth on Tartarus and determine the fate of the, okay, so this is it. Alright, well, I did save it. Would you like to save? I did already, but I'll save it in a different area.
I am pleased to inform you that we have arrived at the labyrinth. Please be advised that the punishment for trespassing is execution. Please be advised that electrical storms on the surface of Tartarus make departure impossible at this time. Resident count is as follows: 3,071. Resident deaths, including but not limited to executions, are as follows: 1,684. Resident escapes are as follows: 0. The interior can be chilly. Take a scarf with you, Captain. I would also ask that you leave your captain's ID with me, in the event that you do not return.
Oh, that's nice.
Understood. If you die or are incarcerated for life, I can generate a new ID for the next captain. I would prefer if you return, though. Oh, speak of the devil. Captain, I am receiving a transmission from the prison's docking authority now.
Attention, unauthorized spacecraft. This is a maximum security installation. Your presence here is an explicit violation of UDL corporate policy. You are hereby confined to your docking platform until a ticket detailing your crimes has been filed and notarized, at which point your vessel will be seized and you will be executed. I wager it'll take a bit longer than it takes you to lose your patience and storm out of your ship looking to get shot. To be honest, that'd make my job a lot easier. You come out, we shoot you full of holes, and then everyone goes about their day worry-free. Except you. You'll be dead.
Execute the chairman's eyebrow stylist over a lost biometric ID. That'll end well. You hallhead, you don't know who I am. Transmit your biometric ID so I know who to fire. Fine.
Huh? Oh, yes, sir. Right away, sir. I just couldn't see you clearly before. Screen's on the fritz. Damn thing. But for the record, now that I hear you, I totally recognize you. Totally. You're, you, of course. Obviously. Anyway, Tartarus Docking Authority signing up. Hang on. Another ship just pulled into your dock. Wait, is that from the Groundbreaker? What the? Pay no mind to that. Just have a pleasant day.
Transmission terminated. Biometric ID received. Transferring data to external cartridge. How can I be of assistance?
Alright, I guess that's
Take
it.
care. I require a functioning captain to run the ship.
Alright, at this point I gotta wonder if I should up my persuasion a bit. Just my dial. I mean, I've got 48 points available. I guess I should spend them at this point. Lock picking is at 100 after. Okay, so let's go ahead and take. You know, I'll up all of this. Actually, I wonder if I can get all of my crew members to join me. That would be awesome. Oh, 2 companions. All right. Well, these are my go-to anyway, so that'll work. Let's see what my stats are once I land. All right. Persuade is at 98. Intimidate, you know what? I'm gonna up my intimidate skill. Just in case I need it. What else? Hacking is at 50. I wouldn't mind upping that a little bit. Again, I do want to keep some in reserve, but like I primarily want to up my dialogue options if I can. All right, we'll push this up to 80 and select. Fine. Now, in theory, I guess I should be able to walk by. You know, maybe not. They're showing up as red. Part of me is wondering if I should repair stuff before heading out. Might be a good idea. And anything I might want to take with me or upgrade, I should probably do that now too.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alright. And as far as my armor is, like, maybe I should attach mods to everything I intend to bring with me. How much is it going to be to modify this pistol that I have? Tinker. 57 to upgrade it once. Pulse hammer, 960. Yeah, none of these. Oh, 505, 50. Okay, same deal. Ooh. Fin, Spacer's Choice, long gun. You know what? It's still. Mag 2 ray, damage, and. Okay, well. It's energy, though. It does stagger. That uses light ammo. You know, I'll just use it to use it. It sounds fun. Let's give it a try. Sure. I mean, my science, I should have, yeah, it says corrosion damage plus 25% and ray damage plus 25%. So I'm gonna get a bonus from that. I never use those guns anyway. Alright, so I should probably upgrade my pistol. That says 210. Huh. Barrel, magazine, and sight. Alright, so we're looking for barrel, magazine, and sight. So... that's the magazine. I've already got a specific damage type, so... modifications, mag ray, damage type, N ray, damage minus 50, no. That's armor mod. Physical armor rating, eh. Sure grip. I could add that to my sword. You know what? Let's just, you know what? Just do this. I'm just going to equip all of them. That way there's no guesswork involved, and then I'll put them back when I'm done. Just easier that way. You know, is there any weapons I might want instead, though? Let's take a look. 231, 126, 315. It's weird that my DPS went down. I have to wonder if it's because of my long guns being low. My DPS on this used to be much higher, 403. That's weird. No, long guns is at 60, so what's the deal with that? It's weird because sometimes I'll see these fluctuate and I don't know why they're fluctuating. I have to wonder maybe if it's something, maybe because I'm inside the ship as opposed to outside the ship. Maybe that's why they're doing that. Medical. That's for repair. And this is just crit chance. It doesn't say anything about damage. So I don't think that has anything to do with it, honestly. Hopefully it doesn't bite me in the butt later. Alright, well, as far as, like, stuff I might want. That flamethrower does 722. That's so good. Heavy weapon. So this is an example. I wish I could sort by type. I'd have to take all these weapons into my inventory and then try and figure it out. I guess we'll do it. Just take all. Alright. Let's go to our... We're going to find the best possible loadout for me, and then we'll head out. Okay, so now I can sort. I can sort by damage rating. There we go. Highest being the flamethrower. See, look at it. Now it says light machine gun, 480 DPS, but when I had it in the field, it was like 800 something, 900 something. So why all of a sudden is it less? Like, I don't understand that. Like, these numbers keep changing on me, and I don't know why. I mean, unless there's something that I'm missing. Is it because maybe... Oh, reduces movement speed, unable to sprint, unable... No, that's not it. I have to wonder if the long guns does affect that in some way. It just increases critical hit chance. It doesn't really... Yeah. Dexterity, attack speed and ranged weapon reload speed, intelligence. Okay. Well, maybe the numbers will reset or something when I go outside. So I guess what would I take then? That's level 32. Well, the highest is the flame. I mean, this Finn's force really is... I mean, that's even better than the flamethrower, so I'm just tempted just to keep that. The modification is fully decked out already. This one's decked out. So I guess we'll just deck out the pistol. Or do I want a different weapon than the pistol? I kind of like this pistol. And as far as the regular weapons, the hand weapons, there's this Officer's Spine Gold. It does slightly more DPS. Slightly. Grip and attack. That does like poison damage? Oh, bleed damage. I kind of like the burn better, but sell value 109, sell value... Okay, so it's I think this one looks cooler, personally. All right. Let's just deck out then. We'll deck out. We'll tinker or modify the bolter pistol. For this one, we can increase its fire rate, firing noise. Oh, I like that. Fun time, critical damage. You know, if we're gonna use our pistol, using it silently, I mean, I have my sniper for that. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and take the crit damage, assuming it crits. 32.5% would be increased by. I guess we'll take that. And then our magazine, we've already got a damage type. I got that burn, so I don't want to override it. Well, it does it. What does it do right now? See, according to this, it does special effects stagger. Damage, energy. Okay, so maybe it doesn't do any special. It doesn't do burn damage or anything like that. I guess we'll install something. Plasma, shock, N-ray, damage minus 50%. Nah. Mag size plus 50%. Damage type corrosion. That's something to think about. Corrosion. I kind of like that. Fine. And then sight. Weapon range 25%. Nah. Post armor damage dealt plus 15%. Something to think about. Ranged weapon spread and super scoper 2000. Let's go with this post armor damage dealt. Alright, so that should be buffed up a bit more. Okay. Let's hope it's worth it. I don't know if I like the scope on it, though, honestly. But if I get more damage out of it, that would be awesome. Alright, and then my sword here. I can do durability or attack speed. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and do attack speed on that. And Mr. Power. I wonder if plasma was already damage type plasma. It seems to already Aramid Ballistics Plasma Cutter. So it already has that on that. So do I really need to change it? Mr. Ouch. Mr. Acid. Damage would go up. DP. All right, maybe we'll add acid to this. I wish it would tell me what the benefit was to having plasma. Let me Alt-Tab real quick and get the answer to that. Outer Worlds, plasma. Doesn't say plasma weakness. No. Plasma versus shock. Plasma versus corrosion damage is good against anything armored. Shock damage is good against auto mechanicals. N-ray bypasses most armor but is weak against non-organics. It doesn't say anything about plasma. Oh, Plasma is the basic damage type. It is weak against armor. Good against unarmored opponents, flesh, and can apply the burn effect damage over time. Most creatures are weak to Plasma, but... Oh, okay, well... So maybe I might want to keep my sword... When I use my... Okay, so maybe I might want to turn my sword into... Because if my sword I use for anything armored... So I might want to change my sword over to corrosion. Right? And then I'm going to switch my gun back to plasma. Because it's good. That would be good against everything else. So let's go ahead and re-edit this. Magazine... There, plasma. Done. And the scope, I don't like the scope. I don't like that it zooms like that. It doesn't look like I can get rid of it though. Alright, that's fine. Okay, I think I'm satisfied. We'll see. What about armor? I'd like to know which one I'm wearing. That would be awesome. MSI Elite Armor and Advanced Defensive Helmet 63. That's 42. Is anything higher than... Okay. Anything higher than 42. There's 58, but my stealth skills suffer by 5 if I take that, so I don't think it's worth it. And plus, this armor is already decked out. Toughen, physical armor rating. Alright, I guess that's good. Alright, let's go ahead and put all that stuff back. I know it's kind of boring to watch this kind of thing, but, you know, if for those of you that, like, want to see what you can do to customize your loadouts and stuff, like, this is a good way to do it. Just gonna put all this stuff back. Medical, I'll probably sell all of that. What's sad is I didn't even use half of these things. Like, I probably should have been more... Like, when I play these games, I tend not to upgrade anything until the last possible minute. Because I never, like, I always save my... Thinking, like, mods are really rare, so I save everything until the last minute. But in hindsight, maybe that's a bad idea. Because apparently you get a ton of stuff if you look for it. Alright. Let's resave. Yeah, I'm not worried about restricted access at this point.
Did right by us once. Now it's our turn. The board will never own Groundbreaker. Not while I breathe. Push on, Margaret!
Okay.
Groundbreaker doesn't need trash like you. Move along.
All together. Don't mess with us.
See, now my gun says 806. Like, inside the ship, it was, like, what, 200, 300 something? I don't know why the number keeps changing like that. It's so weird. I could up my lockpick so I don't have to use any, but I've got so many at this point, I really don't care.
Making it Easy.
Alright, fine. Hopefully there's vending machines somewhere in the facility so I can sell all of this stuff.
What was that? Something's not right.
And again, I mean, my armor and all that is, like, where I want it, but picking up this stuff to sell it later, assuming there is a later, I think is still a good idea. I hope there's still a game after this. I'd hate for the game to be over now and not be able to do anything else. I mean, I suppose I could replay it, but, you know. Do I want to commit another week non-stop to try another way of playing this? Part of me actually would. I'm not sure what I would do differently, though. I mean, I kind of built the character I wanted in the first place. I mean, I kind of like my sneaky, stealthy sniper thief. And yes, you can pickpocket. It's something I unlocked later, which can be fun. Is that a red door? Yeah. Always pays to look.
What does the prison have for bars when it's got a storm like that guarding the gates?
I've got to admit, I'm not too keen on walking into a prison. They lock me up, I'm liable to kill everyone trying to get back out. Whew. We have a lot of shooting to do, Captain.
Opening fire! Good score, Cap! Don't mess with us.
I love the muzzle on this thing.
Okay, here we go.
Got her.
The slow motion? Yeah. Well, the real slow motion is hitting Q. But I don't use that very often. If at all. A, because I forget it's there, and B, just the regular sniping is good enough. I think, for me anyway.
Going silent. Hell of a kill.
Nice one.
So there's that slow motion. But it uses a lot of, like, there's a purple bar in the upper left, so you can't use it all that often. But again, there are skills that you can use to upgrade it. Oh, they see me? Okay.
Nice one.
Alright, a ton of guards. You guys are killing me here. I'm trying to sneak and you guys are attacking.
This on me, folks. Down they go.
Anyone else? This place had a lot of guys in it. My gosh, the body count. Okay. It's like a Rambo movie.
Nicely done.
Hey!
should work.
Sealed, huh? Alright, sealed. Maybe I'm supposed to go up to the next level? Thank you. Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and sell stuff we're not going to use. We're going to sort by damage value. Alright, so the highest heavy machine gun. I'm going to keep a couple of those. I already have the... Alright, so everything else under this I could probably get rid of. Shot cannon. I'll keep that. $54. Persuade +3. I'm going to keep that. 26, get rid of that. 26, 10. 12, 26, 42, I'll keep that. 54, keep that. 54, keep that. Consumables. I sell everything except for my first aid injectable, so... a lot of junk. Alright, hold Z to sell junk. Mods. Armor mod. Decreases noise made while moving. Alright. Let's see what I'm looking at. 70 weight out of 330. I think that's good. And let's sell let's repair everything too. Yeah. Alright. Do I want to tinker what I have to make them more powerful? It would cost me 2,000 to increase my damage by 400, by, it looks like 16. Bolter pistol, only 57. Yeah, I'll go ahead and spend that for extra 5 damage. Alright, 118 damage. 204 fine. Alright, that's not bad. 511, that's decent. 380, I'll part with 380. Okay, good. Okay, good enough. My ionized, that's someone. Okay, the 609. I don't want to upgrade that for 61 point. Yep. 127. Yep. 229, 404, 760. Okay. 1,000, and now we're pushing it. But I think 799 for a plasma cutter is not bad. This Finn's Force, 69 to upgrade, sure. 142, okay. 254, yes. 443, sure. 825, alright. Now, okay, now we're pushing 986 with that bad boy. Alright. I love my sniper. I really want to upgrade that a little bit more. Yeah, fine. 4,000 for the next... Oh, no, that's pushing it. Okay. I really want, like, a really good sniper. I've yet to really find one, but heck, I mean, this is not bad. 1,000 for that one. Okay, I think that's good. I think I'm wearing this. You know, maybe I should up my armor too. Just improve this. 165, 297, 571, 1,000. All right, that's good enough. And then this is 59 to upgrade, 122, 222, 392, 741, 1,000. Okay, we're good there. If it's over 1,000 to tinker it, I just don't do it. But now I've got armor that's 55 and 82, so I think that's better than what I had. I could tinker my companions as well, but I don't think I'm going to do that. All right, let's go ahead and save the game while I'm thinking about it. All right, more ammo for sure. I gotta wonder if there's a gun here that I could buy. A sniper. That's just vending. No. Do you guys just have weapons? That's ammo. No. Apparently not. Well, there's weapons here. Plasma cutter, carbine. Again, I'm looking for a sniper, though. They don't have anything. What about this? Heavy machine gun, flamethrower. Again, looking for snipers. Alright. Alright, well, at the moment, I'm hidden. Oops.
Kill confirmed.
One down.
Here we go.
Someone saw me? Really? Who? You guys have no idea how to sneak.
That's the last of them.
Nice one.
Imagine being locked up in a place like this. Just the weight of all that stone and steel. Ugh, it's making me sick. You got one, Cap! Here they come!
Right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So get in there and fight.
Oh, they're on my side. Awesome. Go get him. Oops. I just shot an MSI trooper. My bad. Had they stayed out of my way. Just saying. Not my fault. Friendly fire.
Not a peep from me. I'm ready for this. We made it. Real slick.
Here we go.
Three of them, huh?
Here we go.
Nothing like a good tussle. This is nice. Calm before the storm and all that.
Whatever comes of this, I'm just real glad to know you all.
After all you've done, all the work you've destroyed, all the money you've cost me, your misguided crusade has doomed Halcyon.
Looks like we were saving the colony.
That crackpot's plan is ludicrous. We have steps, action items, budgets, and reports. All he's got is a guilty conscience and lofty dreams. In any other circumstance, I'd admire your boldness. In this one, however, I have only two words for you. fuck off.
Wow. Okay.
No call for... You unbelievable bastard. Sophia should be the one wasting her time with you, but you killed her. I'll have you hanged, quartered, bankrupted. Thankfully, you're in a prison already. Find the nearest cell and wait until I'm done here. Then I'll drag you to the executioner myself.
Uh-huh.
Is that what you think you're doing? This path of wanton societal disruption? You call that being a savior? I call it sabotage. You know what saboteurs get, Captain? Summary executions. In the next room is the finest automechanical purveyor of death ever made. Try not to scratch the paint with your skull. It was fucking expensive.
Let's try and talk about it.
Absolutely not. Akande was always the sociable one, not me. Need I repeat the magic 2 words?
Alright, fine. Guess we have to go this way. Alright, ready our weapons. Good. That's what that is? Okay. Can I bypass? If my lockpicking were 1 more, which it happens, you know, that's why I save these. I can just, there we go. Lockpick, apply, done. That's why I save these points. I can bypass that completely. Hopefully.
Great work.
Nicely done.
Hacking skill too low. Of course it is. Okay. Well, I would need 37 points. I've only got 20. So I have to fight it anyway. Alright. Here we go. Let's get in there.
No!
Using abilities. Is that all of them? Where'd the robot go? It either ran or we... Oh, there it is. We killed it. Nice. But now you see why I don't use their abilities very often, because every single time that woman of African American descent is going to go like all the time. That's so annoying. So I don't use their abilities unless I really need to. That wasn't too bad, actually.
Seems like halcyon after all.
Okay, well, fine. Okay. Shooting through the wall still worked somehow, but okay, fine. Chairman's key.
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You lunatic. You broke into the board's own fortress and killed the chairman just to rescue one doddering old man. You are absolutely out of your mind.
You're welcome.
And I can't begin to thank you enough.
Ah, okay.
Ah, all in a day's work for you, huh?
You've broken the board's stranglehold on this colony, and you saved my life. But there's still so much we have yet to accomplish. You and I are going to have to work harder than ever to save Halcyon. I'm afraid the situation is far worse than any of us ever anticipated.
Great.
I would like nothing more than to celebrate this victory, but we have a serious problem on our hands. Earth has gone dark. We haven't received a single message in 3 years. There's been no communication, no signals, nothing. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate disappeared on their way back to Earth. We don't know what they discovered when they arrived, or if they arrived at all.
So we've got to make do on our own. Seems to me that'll make us stronger in the end anyhow.
You're quite right. We've got no choice but to make do on our own.
You mean we're all alone out here? Really alone?
I'm afraid so, Miss Holcomb. Halcyon is the only home we have left. Returning to Earth is no longer an option. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for Halcyon? We can't rely on Earth for support anymore. We've been cut loose. We're entirely on our own.
Okay.
Yes, you're right. The road is long, and we haven't a moment to waste. We must begin the revival process immediately, starting with the Hope's brightest minds. And then we're going to fix this damn colony, one problem at a time. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine a better person for the job than you. What do you say, old friend? Will you help us?
You can count on me.
I can't tell you how glad I am to hear that. When I revived you, I thought we were going to save this colony all by ourselves. But I was wrong. We can't save Halcyon on our own. We're all going to have to pull together, somehow. We are not a colony anymore. Our last connection to Earth has been severed. I don't know if we'll survive, but we're going to have to try our best.
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment he landed in Emerald Vale, his actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind would require the work of a generation to repair. Dr. Phineas Wells began reviving a handful of the Hope's colonists. Engineers, scientists, technicians, and intellectuals. They were among the brightest minds the Earth had ever sent out into the stars. The Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. With no way to return to Earth, they had no choice but to band together and devote themselves to the cause of saving Halcyon. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, many of the colony's settlements banded together with a single purpose in mind: survival. Life was especially hard in the years to come. Some towns dissolved by attrition and starvation, but most of them found a way to carry on. In the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone, and for better or worse, the colony was responsible for its own destiny. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as Halcyon began its long, arduous journey toward recovery, many of Terra 2's smaller townships started adopting MSI's alternative corporate structure, and eventually became entirely self-sufficient. In the coming years, many of these townships managed to eke by, where otherwise they might have starved. Consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial conspiracy. One day, an accident at the Groundbreaker's docking bay silenced her forever. Time would tell if her replacement could keep the Sublight family together. The collapse of Edgewater left its workers bereft of any purpose in life. Most of them made their way to Adelaide McDevitt's camp, hoping to ingratiate themselves into her favor. Adelaide accepted only a few to her community. The rest were turned away, and likely died of starvation. Nevertheless, Adelaide's camp grew into a well-established town. Adelaide McDevitt refused to cooperate with the ongoing effort to save Halcyon from collapse. A sympathetic deserter stole a copy of her research and delivered it to the Hope's scientists. It is unclear how useful Adelaide's research was. An optimistic estimate suggests her work may have bought Halcyon another few years of survival. Adelaide would never know. She died that winter. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The ship's mechanical stability gave Junlei the time to educate a promising generation of engineers schooled in her family's traditions. The future of the Groundbreaker looks promising. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the lifetime employment program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about the state of Halcyon. While Byzantines were reluctant to surrender the luxuries they'd grown accustomed to, the board's diminished authority gave them little choice in the matter. Nearly everyone had to learn to make do with less. Some even had to get jobs. It was a dark time indeed. Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need other people. Sometimes. With a steady income from the life insurance payouts, she was finally able to afford a ship of her own. She hired a small crew and flew supply missions to communities on the fringe. Some of them were even legal. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony, no celebrations in the streets. There was only the hard, desperate work of trying to repair a broken colony. Felix never had a head for numbers, but if there was labor to be done, he was there to help. Eventually, Felix realized that the work of a revolution was done with two hands. As much as he enjoyed his adventures aboard the Unreliable, the vicar, known as Max, eventually decided that it was time to move on, to live out the life he had sought so long to create. He knew there were many in the colony who carried burdens much worse than the ones he had struggled with, and he devoted himself to easing their suffering wherever he could. He only ever took up arms again to defend the defenseless. Unshackled from a lifetime of striving and fighting the universe and himself, Vicar Maximilian de Soto was finally at peace. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati if she'd like to join her permanently on the Groundbreaker, and Parvati enthusiastically, if somewhat awkwardly, agreed. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center of attention. Having served as the engineer of a renowned spacecraft, tramp freighters and wildcat miners sought her out by name, and in no time, she was a fixture in the Groundbreaker's mechanical ecosystem. She and Junlei were never far apart. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the Charon Group, an MSI subsidiary of ragtag survivalists and wilderness experts. Anyone in need of a guide, or just looking to throw back a beer and swap stories, could find her camping on the trail or clearing an infestation. The SAM unit that accompanied you spread awareness of the product line's superior sanitation and maintenance capabilities across what was left of the colony. This led to a boost in SAM unit sales. Did you know that SAM units are the longest-lasting, toughest-acting cleaning solution in Halcyon? Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. Once it became clear that no help would be coming from Earth, he threw his considerable efforts and talents into helping Halcyon manage the crisis before it. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, he spent his remaining years in his orbital lab. Though he was always haunted by the failures of his past, he was determined to make things right by building toward the future. The revival project was hard and painful work, but in the end, despite limited resources, over half the Hope's colonists were successfully revived. Even after Wells passed away, the Hope scientists and engineers worked night and day to pull Halcyon from the brink of collapse. Their efforts continue to this day, which may be reason enough for optimism. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruits of his labor. He passed away a few years later. His work was carried on by the scientists and engineers he revived. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of stabilizing within a generation, owing to the hard work and determination of the surviving colonists. Recovery is a distant goal, and the path is long and uncertain. But the people of Halcyon carry on, determined as ever. And what about you, the unplanned variable in the history of Halcyon? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination, and brilliance than he could ever muster. The years that followed were hard, but Halcyon survived by the efforts of the Hope's most promising colonists, the greatest of which was you. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon. All we know for certain is this: the name of the Unreliable and that of its intrepid captain will remain the subject of countless stories for years to come.
Well, what a game. What a game. I so recommend this one to anyone looking to buy it. If you guys liked Fallout or Mass Effect, absolutely check this one out. If you guys haven't already, subscribe to me on Twitch and YouTube. That way you can stay up to date with any new content I'm going to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care.